Hi, my name is Deborah, and I founded Ambra Talent Group to give extraordinary global professionals the stability they need to build a thriving career in the United States. Most individuals rely on an employer to file their visa and sponsor them. The agent petitioner route removes the single point of employer dependency and gives individuals the ability to build their own work itinerary through an agent umbrella. My goal with this company is to bring transparency and accessibility to the agent petitioner process. The agent pathway provides a means of removing a single point of employer dependency and allowing individuals to own their own visa status and work on multiple projects through the umbrella of an agent. The agent petitioner takes the place of the employer for the purposes of filing, but there typically is not an employee-employer relationship between the visa applicant and the agent. The agent works closely with the individual who is applying for an O-1 visa to build a work itinerary of potential and current work activities. The O-1 through an agent route is typically the best fit for somebody who either has a full-time job and wants to do a second paid gig, such as paid speaking engagement, publishing a book, or doing some contract work, or an individual who is traditionally self-employed and takes on multiple consulting projects throughout the year. It's also very, very common for athletes, artists, and performers. A relationship with a good agent petitioner goes beyond just finding somebody to sign your paperwork. An agent should support you throughout the whole process, including after you have an approved petition, as you are still building your career in the United States. We at Ambra Talent Group do that by providing compensation benchmarking, branding and storytelling, as well as contract review and negotiation. The traditional career path is evolving. So many individuals who are at the top of their field don't want to be tied to just one employer. They want to build a broad, expansive career that includes speaking engagements, ideally paid, sitting on a board, monetizing a YouTube channel, part-time consulting jobs for various companies, even founding your own company. The agent petitioner route can also be used by foreign companies who have work for their individuals to do in the US, but don't have a US company to sponsor them through. They can hire an agent to petition USCIS for a visa on their behalf so that they can do the necessary work for the foreign company in the United States. The O-1 through an agent can also be very useful for founders who want to start their own company in the US. Now, technically, your company can potentially sponsor your visa, but only if you can show an employer-employee relationship between you and your company, which means setting up a board of directors, sometimes having funding. It's an option. A more straightforward path is to use an agent petitioner to request a visa for you so that you can start working for your company as soon as it's approved. One of the biggest draws of the agent petitioner model is increased stability around your visa status. If an individual loses their job and the visa is hosted by a single employer, there's a countdown clock that starts where they have to find a new job, apply for a new O-1 visa. If you have an agent petition with multiple work engagements and you get laid off from your full-time job, but you have another job through the petition, that does not impact your ability to stay in the country. Now, if you find a new job, most likely you will need to file an amendment to update your work itinerary, but you should always consult an attorney before adding new work to your O-1 visa. The O-1 visa is strictly a work visa, but it's dual intent, meaning you can have this visa while you are also applying for a green card or another citizenship route. Here at Ambra Talent Group, we provide a legally compliant agent petitioner structure for both O-1A and O-1B visa petitioners. We collaborate with individuals and attorneys across the country to build strong agent-based petitions. A quick reminder, I am not an attorney and this is not legal advice. The agent process is simple. First, we do a consultation to determine if it's a potentially good fit for you. Then we sign an agreement to work together as an agent and an individual. And then we maintain your work records throughout the duration that you have the petition through Ambra Talent Group. I spent 10 years in HR before starting this company, so I know how employers think, and you can consider me as an HR professional who works for you. Keep in mind that the agent is not an attorney and cannot act as a legal advisor. You should still seek your own representation so that you have that legal support to help you navigate the overall petition and the filing. However, the agent can take a lot of that work off of you and your attorney's plate by building the work itinerary which is essentially the document that shows all of the work that you plan to do once you have an approved O-1 visa, and also gathering all of the underlying contracts that support this work. If there is a request for evidence in the visa application process, it will be really important to have those underlying contracts to back up the work that you are proposing that you get the visa for. If you think an agent petitioner structure may be relevant to your case, please reach out to learn more.